Hey everyone, welcome to Pineapple Knits, a knitting and spinning videocast. I'm Marina, and you can find me everywhere on the web at Pineapple Yarn, especially Instagram where I'm most active. And you can visit my hand-dyed yarn, candle, fiber, all the things, all the knitting accessories at pineappleyarn.com. Thanks so much for joining me again this week. I love chatting with you every week, so I really appreciate you joining me. And if this is your first time here, welcome. This is a podcast mostly about knitting, and I do have some spinning this week and all the fiber related goodies. I love it all. So if you love them too, you are in the right place. I am coming to you today from the coastal South Carolina region in the United States, and we are waiting for a storm to come. So it is a balmy 70 degrees Fahrenheit, which is just amazing weather. I couldn't tell you how much I love it right now. If it was sunny, okay, it would be a 10 stars all over, but it's not. It's cloudy because obviously the storm. So I'll take it though. It is so much better than winter cold weather. I just, can't handle it. But it is windy and humid and waiting for rain. I think later we'll probably have some thunderstorms. This week I have been so busy. It has been crazy busy, and I mean, normally I am so busy. I have 5 children. For those of you who have been following me for a while, you'll know that. But of course, they keep me busy so much, and then Pineapple Yarn keeps me so busy. On top of that, I have dyed, wound, packaged, and sent out all of your clubs for February. So thank you so much to all of you who have purchased those clubs. I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate you supporting my small business and my family, so thank you. Today I'm actually recording a podcast a little earlier than I normally do, and so I do have coffee, which I don't know why I'm providing an excuse. I drink coffee even when it's late in the afternoon too. But I'm trying to create good habits, so I'm having it earlier and going to drink water later. I have my water already, so we're good. Not only has it been such a busy week with Pineapple Yarn, I have so many finished objects. It's crazy. I can't even believe it. And so the first finished object I want to talk about is obviously the sweater I'm wearing. This is the Inside Story sweater by Heidi Kirrmaier. I love it so much. It turned out so well. It has this super cute detailing all the way down the sides. And then of course the turtleneck, which I was working on, I think when I last left you last week. I was just going to start this. And a sleeve. So I did quite a bit in the past week, but I'm so excited about it. It fits amazing. It's exactly the fit I wanted. I can't even tell you how much I love it. If you are catching this podcast for the first time, I would go back a few episodes just to hear about the details of the sweater. The pattern designer I knit a pattern with one of her patterns called the Sunshine Coast sweater. And I loved the fit of that so much, and it was such an enjoyable knit that I decided to do this one. I don't know if I have any other details to tell you about it, really, besides the ones that I've already touched on. The neck, let's see. The sleeves I shortened 2 inches, but that's no surprise for a lot of you because I am petite. I'm short. So I always have to shorten things, but the sleeve hits, it's about there when I put my arm down, which is the perfect length. And the neck, I actually did lengthen about, I want to say maybe even 5 rows. So I'll give you a close up. It's just a regular turtleneck. You pick up all the stitches along here and then do a knit one, purl one all the way. The pattern gives you great details about it, but I did lengthen it because I tried the sweater on and felt like it was going to be too short, or to roll down. So I do like the length of it now, and I probably could have gone maybe even a couple of more rows, but it's great. I have no problems with it. Yeah, so this sweater, I can't tell you how much I love it. It fits so great. It's a worsted weight yarn, so in my mind, I don't know why I was thinking that it would be almost feel bulky, which is ridiculous. This is the perfect weight sweater, in my opinion. From now on, I am going to look for worsted weight patterns because not only did it knit up so quickly, but I love the weight of it. And the climate in where I live is very humid and very hot in the summer. And so when I wear sweaters, it's cold. It's very, very cold. So even though today's 70, but that's an aside. So yeah, I love the weight of the sweater. Definitely going to do some more worsted weight. And I'm going to keep my eye out. So if you have any pattern recommendations for great worsted weight sweaters, I would love if you would email them to me, pineappleyarn@gmail.com, or just leave a comment below. And yeah, if you have any just off the top of your head, I would love to hear your opinions about worsted weight sweaters. The other thing I was going to tell you, this is my pineapple yarn Cook Pine colorway. I know I've discussed that before, but it's just a really pretty layered green. So I love it. It's pretty deep in real life. I think maybe it's reading a little bit less, I don't know, faded. I don't know what the word is, but it's just such a beautiful green. It's exactly what I wanted. And yeah, so all in all, super happy with this sweater, and I guess I'll move on to my other finished objects. I just wanted to point out one more thing before I move on to my other finished objects. I totally forgot about this, but the reason that I dyed up this dark green colorway is that I received a message on Instagram from someone who heard my kind of like, I always ask a question like, what do you guys want to see in the shop? Like what colors? Is there a colorway that you want to see more of? Etc. So she had said that she couldn't find a dark green indie dyed yarn very easily, and she loved pairing it with neons and brights in brioche, which I thought was such a great combination. And so I dyed up this green just as kind of a challenge for myself, and plus I thought it would look great with neons too. And so this is what I'm wearing it with today. I'm gonna just pull the camera down so you can see my pants. I'm wearing these kind of like neon cantaloupe colored pants today, and so it's definitely an unexpected shade, I guess, shades together, but I just wanted to show you, I actually don't have jeans. I never wear jeans. And I have a lot of like bright colored clothing, but this actually works with it. So anyway, in case you needed some inspiration, what this looks good with, I'm wearing neon cantaloupe colored pants today. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next finished object that I have. This was a test knit that I completed for Molly of Molly Klein Designs and Sweet Tea Yarns. And this is a new pattern that she wrote, and it's not a secret test knit, so luckily I can show you. And isn't this hat cute? It's a DK weight hat. I think I used about 62 grams, and it was such a fast knit. It is reverse stockinette. I think it's really cute. It was such a fun, fast knit that I didn't even have time to show you the progress shots as I went along. So I think this is so pretty. So this pattern is not released yet. I would just keep an eye out on Molly's Instagram page and keep an eye out for when this pattern will be released. I'm sure it will be released very soon. But I added probably about 10 rows to this just for a little bit of a slouch. I just thought it looked cute, and you could add a palm on top. It would just be so cute. And I believe right now this is called the raise hat, but I am not positive. I will put more info in the description below, as I always do, because I kind of do this kind of spur of the moment podcast and I don't always do the best preparation. Just keeping it honest there. But this is so pretty, and I can't remember if I mentioned, but this is the pink hibiscus colorway in pineapple yarn, LANI DK base. Now I'm really getting warm after wearing this sweater and a wool hat as well. Okay, so this is my next finished object. It is a pair of socks, and these are so fun. I love them so much. This is knit on my circular sock machine, which is an Erlbacher Gearhart Speedster. I used a new cylinder. I think I've talked about, I have a 64 slot cylinder, and I just felt like it was too big and for me, for my feet and my ankle circumference. So because I have been knitting on it so much, I just decided to buy the next size down cylinder, just do it and get it done and knit socks that fit me. So I did. So these were knit on a 60 slot cylinder, and they fit so much better. I can't even tell you. They're not slouchy. They're not, roomy. They fit perfectly, just like my hand knit socks. But they are so pretty. This kind of like blue aqua color. It has bits of speckles of red and neon yellow in it. So these are so fun. I did a hung hem, 20 stitch hung hem, did just the regular short row heel and toe. So these are just kind of plain stockinette socks. I found a recipe, developed a recipe, I guess, that fits my feet so well. And so I wrote it down. And then of course, what do you have to do? I had to make another pair. One thing I'll be interested to see when I haven't worn these yet, I haven't blocked them, but I do want to block these socks because I think that the sizing will change a bit. And that's what people always say with the hand knit or with the machine knit socks, is to block them and then try and figure out what you need to improve, if you need to make them a little smaller, if they stretch out. Just, and every yarn is different too. This is on my LANI sock base, which is a 75/25 superwash merino nylon, and I have knit with this so much, of course, so I know how it behaves, but I will be interested to see what happens with these socks, how they behave. But anyway, here is the other pair that I knit up, and I did the same technique on these, the 20 row hung hem and just stockinette, and then the short row heel and toe. This is a new colorway. This is end of the day, probably 30 or 31. It will be included in my shop update this Friday. And then I just have these heels. I don't know if you can see them on camera. The heels and toes are kind of like a neon deep melon color. They are somewhat similar to my neon coral colorway, but they are deeper. And so I love this colorway, and hopefully I'll get that made into a tonal soon, because it's so fun. One thing I wanted to share with you, I grafted these toes instead of doing a Kitchener stitch. So with machine knit socks, you're basically just knitting two heels. There's a heel here, but then a heel here, and you, I guess, Kitchener usually the toe, along this seam. And so from this point up around to the other side, this is the part that's on the needles, and then they're bound off, or not, I'm sorry, not bound off, but just placed onto waste yarn. And then what I normally do is I put all of these stitches onto like a US 0 2mm needle, circular needle, and just do a Kitchener stitch, so this all kind of is seamless. Now, I wanted to try a new technique, new to me technique, and so what I did is I did a grafting stitch, which was so much easier. I had all this waste yarn on here, so instead of picking up all the stitches with a circular needle and then removing the waste yarn and then Kitchenering, basically you have your long tail of yarn at the end, and you're doing a Kitchener stitch. Basically, it's a Kitchener stitch with the waste yarn still on. So it saves a step and it saves time, and I was really happy with the result. I think this looks really good. You can tell I have some errant speckles on my accent yarn here. But I wanted to show you something funny. So this was the first toe I did, and I followed all the instructions, and I did a really great job of doing it inside out. And I was left with this beautiful seam right here. I left it because I thought it was kind of funny, and they're just for me, but live and learn, right? I did the grafting stitch on all of my socks that I made this week, and so I messed up on the first one, but the other two were a success. This was it was a fun technique. I came across a video, and that's how I learned it. So I will, hopefully I can find it again, I will post it below for you in case you're interested in doing this too. So I really have no current works in progress except for my Advent shawl that I've been knitting on, the banana leaf shawl. And I fully plan on working on that instead of casting on any new projects, except I'll probably make some more socks because I have been on such a sock kick with my sock machine. It's not even funny, especially now that I get it and I can actually make socks that fit me. I'm so pumped about that. But anyway, I worked on some spinning this week, and here is this bobbin in progress. So pretty. I just really, really love how it's turning out. This will end up being, pretty standard 2-ply, nothing fancy, but I wanted to show you the fiber, and I've shown you this before. This is the other half of the fiber. This was from the Hedgehog Fibres Fiber Club from January, maybe? Can't remember now. Isn't it beautiful? It has all these different colors of sparkle in it. It's a really beautiful blend. It mostly has like this kind of peachy blush color overall, and then it just has pops of maybe like some fuchsia, and this looks like a deep green, a blue green, and then there's some really pretty like rusty orange color here. So it is just spinning up, so fun, and I cannot wait for the finished skein of this. It's going to be so fun. But I only have this much left for the actual bobbin, and so I'm more than halfway done. I'm nearly done with it, with that one bobbin. And so I'll just keep working on that this week, and it's just felt so great to be spinning again, and I fixed my treadles so I can spin, and yeah, so that's been really fun. I was going to tell you the fiber content. I believe there's some mohair. It's a merino mohair stellina blend, I believe, or I might just say sparkle. I don't know if it's specified what the sparkle was. I do remember the sparkle was 12.5%, which is a very high number. But I believe it is a mohair merino blend. So it's very soft. It's just very airy. It's a beautiful, beautiful blend to spin with. So anyway, that is it for what I've been working on, my finished objects. I will be having a shop update this Friday, February 7th at 8 p.m. Eastern at pineappleyarn.com. I will be having these colorways behind me. This isn't all the yarn, this is actually just what I've wound up so far, but I will be having these. So several tonals, several different colorways. I'll be having probably 4, I think I'm stocking 4 different scents of candles as well. And just some really like fresh green, springy scents. So yeah, I hope you will join me. If you're interested in specifics of what I will have in the shop, you can sign up for my newsletter at pineappleyarn.com. And on the top of the page, there's actually a spot where you can just enter your email address and you're signed up for the newsletter. They come out every 2 weeks, and it's basically just a preview of the update. Short and sweet, and if you'd like to look at beautiful yarn, then sign up for the newsletter because it's really great just to browse. And also, I will be having a shop update preview video. I will be recording it right after this one. So if you click the subscribe button, that will automatically be put into your feed, or you can just search YouTube as well. But that is all I have for you this week. I really hope you enjoyed the episode. I love when you join me so we can chat about yarn. If you liked it, I'd love if you would give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I hope you're having a really wonderful February, and I hope you have a really great week and an awesome day. I'll see you next time. Bye.